Hey, how you doing there, my dear friends? My name is Dan. I'm live in beautiful, beautiful Oak Lawn, Illinois. Oh man, if you just in Oak Lawn, if you just drive down Cicero Avenue, the elegance is it's breathtaking in a lot of ways. Good to see you. Here's a little thought I've had on my mind. This is something that can happen. I'm not saying it will necessarily happen. It can happen. Sometimes what we do is we hold back a little bit. Like we're trying, but we don't really try all the way. We don't really give it everything we've got because we're afraid of the possibility of like going all in and then still coming up short. Like that's a scary possibility to face. Like, what if I really give it everything I've got, but I still fail anyhow? Like that's a hard one for the ego to have to grapple with. That's a fear some of us have. So what we do is we hold back a little bit. We give ourselves just in our heads, we give ourselves a little excuse. So again, yeah, we're trying. We gave it a shot, but we were always, as this defense mechanism, we were always holding back to some degree. There have been some times in my life when I've done this. I look back on my life now, I realize I did this. Maybe I didn't even completely understand that I was doing it at the time, but I did. I've seen people do this kind of thing in their schooling. Oh, I had great potential, but I didn't really, I've seen people do this in pursuit of certain goals. I've seen people do this in relationships. Always sort of keeping others just a little bit at arm's length, giving themselves that excuse. It's a protection thing. I've seen people do this with God and with the church. They're trying. They're giving it a shot, but there's this sense in which they're always holding a little bit in reserve because they don't want to have to actually face the idea that they were all in. They tried and gave it everything, and yet it still didn't happen. Again, that's a hard reality to have to grapple with. Again, this whole thing it's a defense mechanism. We don't want to be hurt, which I can understand. It can be incredibly painful. This can really hurt the ego to know that we tried. We gave it everything we had, and we still didn't make it. So we hold back a little. Hey, friends, what I want to tell you is, and I say this with love, I say this with gentleness and love, but it's best to try anyhow. Really, try. Give it everything. Go for it. Because, yes, I'll grant it can be painful to know that we really tried and yet failed. That hurts. I get it. Yes, it does. But in the long run, I'm talking about in the long run of life now, when we get to the end of our lives, we will have an even greater regret still. It'll be a bigger regret at the end if we know, deep in our hearts, if we know that we really didn't ever give the important pursuits of our lives our best shot. That'll be the greatest regret. So, try. Go for it. Try. You'll be glad you tried in the long run.